Hello and welcome everyone to the Cashflow Formula live demo. I am Robin Lynn, and in just a moment, Mike Klingler, he's going to head us off, and we're going to show you how to personally apply this formula for you to market any business, product, program, or opportunity that you choose. We hopefully you have already downloaded the Cashflow formula. We hope you did that. And if it's available, go ahead and grab your phone and have that open as we're going through this with you. Maybe you printed it out, which would be great. Mike is going to cover that and go through that with you as we share with you how to scale up your marketing and your revenue so that you can get big results, so that you can generate a big email list and create automation for ongoing sales so that you can increase your revenue as the months go on with less effort from you, regardless of what niche you're in, regardless of what you're offering or providing or promoting as value. So the cash flow formula is where it's at. Otherwise, it is game over. Guys, without further ado, here's Mike to share with you how it's possible.
All right, welcome everybody. So before I jump in, we talked about the one strategy. As Robin said, hopefully you downloaded the cash flow formula, you looked through it, and it emphasizes there's one strategy. In our follow-up emails, we're talking about one strategy. It's talking about how marketing is done right, regardless of your business, product, niche, or program. But what do we mean when we say done right? We're talking about cash flow. And everyone might think, well, duh, you need cash flow. And yet, in the 20 years that I've been doing marketing full time of various niches and in the last 15, 16 years teaching people how to do it, it's very clear to me that most people's focus is not on cash flow. You've got to be making sure you're generating enough cash flow or you're not going to be able to make it. It's got to become the focus. And as we break this down, hopefully it's going to become really clear to you what we mean by that, that it's not just like this ambiguous idea like, duh, I need cash flow, but you really understand the difference between likely what you've been doing when you set out to market something versus how everybody, every peer I know who really masters marketing, they're all applying the same strategy. So here's the big deal, and this is what we promised to share with you today. How to generate immediate cash flow and a steady flow of leads so you can grow your income faster in whatever niche you're in. It works in any business, product, niche, or program. And by program, it could be an opportunity, whatever. It could be your own products, it could be affiliate marketing. But also to be able to predict and scale up cash flow so you can make more and more and more and more with less and less effort over time. And that's the mark. A lot of people who start to have some success promoting something or they take a go at it, that this is the part they miss. So we're going to cover all of this today. Now, you might be promoting an affiliate make money system, or maybe you will be in the future. Maybe it's a network marketing opportunity. Maybe you're promoting affiliate products in any kind of niche, health, wellness, fitness, woodworking. It could be anything, promoting your own products or services in any niche, or it could be a combination of any of the above. And really, as we go through this, you're going to see that that really is the key to this, is having it be a combination of affiliate marketing with these things, at least when you're starting out, so you can cash flow. Now, here's a snapshot of somebody who's pretty big in the make money space, the internet marketing training space. John Crestani. And I show this to you because if you look up here at who's marketing this particular program, and this is an affiliate program, and John's got he's holding a wad of cash here. He's got kind of a flashy style, which is a part of his success in the make money niche. Obviously, that's going to have some advantages. But the person marketing this in this particular ad that I saw is not John Crestani. And I see a lot of ads, people marketing on Facebook, John Crestani's affiliate program. And the goal there is they're aiming to make an affiliate commission. I believe it's a 50% commission that John Crestani offers. Now, here's the thing, and I just want to talk to those of you that have been in the make money online niche. You promoted maybe a business opportunity, maybe a network marketing opportunity. All in all, your marketing was in and around, empowering, inspiring, motivating others to, be able to leave their job, their 9 to 5. There's that niche. I'm going to address others of you in a moment who have your own products or coaching or whatever it may be. But let me speak for a moment to those of you who want to live that entrepreneurial lifestyle, and you promoted things along that vein like this. It could have been very different, but along that vein. Here's the problem. Here's the mistake that we hope to correct for those of you who have done that or who may get excited again in the future and do that again. If you're promoting somebody else's network marketing opportunity or somebody else's system that's supposed to help you generate leads and generate cash flow and do the presenting for you, or an affiliate program like this in the make money niche of any kind, and you're doing it like this, you could be making a huge mistake and setting yourself up for failure. Here's why. And I'm not saying that this person is, and we don't know who this person is, but judging by the fact we don't know who this person is, it leads me to believe that they're missing the mark here. And you might be listening on the line tonight, and I don't know that for sure. I didn't investigate this funnel clearly, but it came up on my screen, and it is a great opportunity to share something. You must be the one building a relationship with your list. Otherwise, like in this example and many other cases, most of the time people fail in that niche, in the, retire from the 9 to 5 or be able to work from home niche, or promote this network marketing opportunity, or promote this money making system niche, affiliate marketing, you name it. Most people fail because they're not building a relationship with their list. They think they can do it by hiding in the shadows. And while you can automate things, and we're going to talk about that, you can systematize it tremendously. If you're not building the relationship, here's what's happening. You're leading everybody, like in this case, into John Crestani, and he's building his reputation, but you're not building yours. Now, I did notice that in that last example, they're sending somebody to their own lead capture page, and that is a start, but it's got to go deeper than just that. You can't just be generating the leads, you've got to be building the relationship. So we're going to get into that. It's really, really important, and it's not as hard as you think. Okay, so we're not just talking about the money-making niche, although that is a big segment that this all very much applies to, that we're going to dig into today. But we're also talking about any niche. It might be, maybe you wrote a cookbook and you wanted to sell that and you're not quite sure why you didn't get traction. Or maybe you offer coaching service or maybe consulting services along all kinds of different areas it could cover. Same strategy, guys. Maybe you offer parenting advice. Same strategy. It is the same strategy across the board. No matter who you look at, if they're successful with online marketing, they follow this foundational strategy. And it's our goal that by the end of today, each and every one of you will understand that strategy, and you'll understand that whatever tactic you use, you'll be following this cash flow formula. I call it a cash flow formula. That's a little catchier. It can also be referred to as a strategy, but not a tactic. And before we jump into reviewing this and then diving deep today, I want to cover what the difference is between a strategy and a tactic, because this is totally screwing people up. I mean, not understanding this difference is really what's causing a lot of people to get overwhelmed, to get confused, to put a lot of money, time, energy into promoting something that someone told them is successful for them, and then you're not seeing those same results, that same success, and you give up. It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal when you give up on everything you ever wanted to accomplish in your professional life. So I think it's worth really focusing and honing in on understanding the difference between strategy and tactic, because no tactic, which is mostly what you hear marketers doing out there and teaching, and they're showing you, they call it a strategy, but there's only one strategy. And if you don't know that strategy, you're going to be confused. So we're going to cover it in detail. Let's talk about the difference between a strategy and a tactic, and then we'll begin. So in simple terms, a strategy is a plan for reaching a specific goal. And that's the cash flow formula that works in every niche, every business, make money niche, business opportunity, home-based business, or coaching services, teaching parenting advice, writing a cookbook and wanting to sell that, you name it, woodworking, all of it, same strategy. A tactic is the means you use to reach the goal. When creating marketing plans, start with broad strategies. There really is just one, and support them with specific tactics. Some could argue that there are strategies within the main strategy. I don't want to dig into the semantics of that. We're going to focus on the single strategy that must be understood and followed if you're ever going to do well marketing anything across the board. And then as you see tactics, and we'll talk about some tactics today that are very important, like for getting viral marketing going, to automate through new means like ManyChat, the chat bot on Facebook. That's powerful. That's a tactic. Then you'll start to understand when you see these tactics being promoted, you'll say, okay, that's a tactic. It won't get you off course of the single strategy everyone must be following to be successful. Before I begin and break down this three-part cash flow formula, the single strategy that is key to your success, I want to emphasize that some of you have had some success promoting network marketing opportunities, money-making opportunities, affiliate products, but it didn't last. Or maybe selling your book or your this or your that. You build a little list, but you couldn't maintain it. You couldn't sustain it. It didn't grow, and life didn't get easier as you went along. It became a grind and you gave up. It's, again, if you follow this strategy, this cash flow formula strategy, the opposite happens. It gets easier and easier. Your list gets bigger and bigger. You make more and more money. It becomes more and more effortless with less and less time. So I'm not saying you can't make some money along the way struggling with tactics without following this strategy. I'm just saying I have yet to see anyone be able to maintain it without tremendous struggle. And most people drop and quit because it's too hard to maintain. Follow this strategy and you prevail. You win big. So let's break it down. I know a lot of you read through it, but just reading through it's one thing, and really understanding it so that it is just ingrained in your brain and you never get off the rails again, that's another thing. So that's what we're going to make sure each and every one of you accomplish today. If I can have your full attention, by the end of today, for the rest of your life, you should understand marketing at the core, at the foundation, extremely well, in a way that should change your life if you ever apply marketing again. It's powerful. It's really, really powerful. So step one is, there's only 3 steps. Step one is funded marketing. Like, you've got to be funding your marketing. We'll talk about what that is. Then in the second part, you sell your primary offer or your primary offers. That's what you're most excited about selling. Might be a book, might be a coaching package, might be an event, might be some class you put together. It could be anything. It might be a money-making opportunity. Most of you make the mistake of trying to sell that first and thinking that's the end of it. And then the third part of this, which is where it really gets good, the good life, is the lifelong back-end income. And if this is neglected, if you don't realize that this is the main aim, then you lose most of the money by a lot. And that's where you get the casualties. That's where you get people burning out who might have made some money selling some stuff, but then they can't maintain it, or it never reaches anything close to what they had hoped for. Step 3 is where that special lifestyle is, where you have more and more money coming in as the years go on, instead of struggling, and where you can have less and less time. Okay, so let's break this down. Funded marketing. So important to understand. This is where your mind should be at first. I'm going to remind you, it doesn't matter if we're talking about promoting a money-making opportunity, a network marketing opportunity. It doesn't matter if it's your own products. Your mind needs to be on step 1 first. And for most of you, in almost every case, what you want to sell isn't necessarily the first thing that you sell. You have to have more strategy than that. I want to pause for a second, and doesn't it kind of just make sense that there must be something missing? Like for any of you who've tried to do marketing and you see other people out there, and some of them you must notice they're not all brilliant. Sometimes they start to sound brilliant because they get in a groove and they're hounding the same thing over and over again. And when you do the same thing over and over again, you get really good at it. But you must have noticed that there must be something different that the people who are really successful at marketing are doing that you never caught on to if you've struggled. You must have just kind of felt that. Isn't it kind of making sense that it could be strategy? It could just be when you tried to do something, when you tried to promote something others were successful with, that maybe there was more to the story than just that. Maybe they had been applying this for a while. So funded marketing is making sure that you're generating immediate cash flow, and immediate could be within the first 3 months, but it really, you want to move towards faster than that. You could start there, but you want to move towards faster than that. And again, that comes into the tracking and optimizing to being able to predict your cash flow and incrementally improve it. That would be part of that. And we'll talk about that at the end of this. But immediate means 3 months or sooner, and ideally much sooner. And also you're generating leads. You have to be generating leads. Now, with ManyChat, the chat bot on Facebook, we could call those leads, but you don't know how long that's going to last. So you should always be generating email leads too. People think email marketing's dead. I'm going to prove to you it's not. So by leads, we mean email leads. We could also mean, messenger leads. We should always be generating email leads because it's classic, it's universal. And even if over time it's less and less effective, I'm going to show you that's not really true. It is a universal list building strategy that continues to be effective on top of anything else like messenger leads, which we'll get into a little bit. That's a tactic that we'll get into a little bit later. In some way, you need to be generating an audience that you continue to reach out to and be able to provide more value to and sell stuff to. So you have to be doing that, or you're not going to make it. Doesn't matter what you're selling. A lot of you hear somebody say, make $1,000 a day with this new program. It's so easy. Well, sure, it's easy if you're following the strategy for a while. It's maybe easy as a starting point, but if you don't stick with it and understand you need to apply the strategy with it, then you won't see success. Follow the strategy I'm going through, and you have that success. And even if that money-making opportunity were to die, you would still have a foundation to generate more income promoting something else that you deem valuable. And again, not just the money-making niche, you could be promoting a book or coaching services or whatever products we're talking about. Okay, so your mind needs to be not on selling what you want to sell or what you think you want to sell or what you think you're excited about selling. If you want to sell what you want to sell, or you want to accomplish the goals that you have, your mind needs to be on funding your marketing, immediate cash flow, and generating leads at the same time. Your marketing must generate immediate cash flow and leads at the same time. You accomplish this using offers that are designed for the specific purpose. Okay, so this is where we can either get into using affiliate marketing to do that, or you design products specific to this. Now, designing products specific to this is challenging as a starting point. So we suggest using affiliate products to do this. Now, let's just say for a moment, you would design your own products to do it. Again, I wouldn't recommend that unless you're already quite successful. I would recommend starting with affiliate products, which we'll talk about in a minute. But let's just say you were to create your own products. What would that mean? What would that look like? Well, let's say you have a $2,000 coaching product that teaches parents how to, raise, let's say, kids with ADD, ADHD, behavioral challenged kids. Maybe it's a program, that's really high touch and allows them to come to workshops, and it's like a $2,000 program. Let's say that's the main program that you wanted to sell. Now, if you just lead with that, you may not sell enough of those to be able to cover the cost of your advertising, or if you're doing free marketing methods, to be able to really make enough coming in because it's a high price point. And so when we talk about designing specific products for this purpose of immediate cash flow and generating leads, it means taking a step back from your business, taking a step back from what you want to sell, and asking yourself, what's something that would be, maybe in this case, it doesn't always have to be the case, but what's something that I could design that would meet my audience where they're at, the larger percentage of them who may not be ready to spend $2,000, but maybe willing to spend a smaller sum where I can build trust, where it's kind of like a precursor, would educate them on seeing the bigger value of my bigger offer, and we actually increase the number of people that would spend that $2,000. Now, interestingly enough, as we get into tracking and optimizing, it could go the other direction. It might be that you need to create a more expensive offer. It could be that you would need to put together a more sophisticated offer, like a $6,000 product, and appeal maybe to a different, a more affluent audience, perhaps, than you originally planned. And but you would know this going into it, whether it's a low-end offer or it's a high-end offer, you would know going into it. You wouldn't be naive. How many people have given up on their goals, they've created so much and then failed after a year or two or three or five because they didn't know that this was the aim, and how to like track and measure and make sure that the whole goal early on is to make sure you're bringing in immediate cash flow, that is to cover costs, to remove stress, and to see your leads growing at the same time, and to be able to analyze your different options. Now, again, I'm going to repeat, in the beginning, going to affiliate products that are in your niche is a much easier way of going about this, which we'll talk about. Okay, so number two, once you understand that number one is your primary goal, and by the way, if you're in affiliate marketing or money-making opportunity, same thing. Like, you better be looking for systems that allow you to generate immediate cash flow and leads at the same time, and you need to be in the funnel. So otherwise you miss out on 2 and 3, which is a lot of the money. You can't just be stuck breaking even. So number two, then you sell your primary offer. Once you've got this down, then you start to perfect this, which is automated. We're going to show you how it's automated. A lot of you have seen some of these basic processes, but you've never seen all of this packaged into one strategy and really understood that this is where it's at. And if you get off the rails, you fail. So you automate through like a marketing funnel of some sort. Many of you have seen those. I'll show that briefly to those who haven't. This is what you need to know. You automate through education. So your previous, you got to have both of those. Let me underscore what that means. When someone's going through your sales process, which you don't have to create, by the way, you can use built systems. We'll talk about that too. They're already in place to see all this happening and be making leads and money. And then you can apply this towards other niches after you have that kind of success. Or you can, if you're more sophisticated and advanced, you could jump into creating this yourself. Whether you're using an existing system or you're creating your own, understand that your sales process should be helpful. Like anyone moving, like what's happening right now, we're not going to sell you anything today on this presentation, but we could have, and that would have been fine. It would still be the same kind of presentation for the most part. You want to educate and be helpful through your sales process. It's really, really important. So if somebody didn't buy today from you, when they're going through your sales presentations, which all can be automated, like we're recording this today, this is going to go into our automated system. When you set everything up to be automated, nothing goes to waste. Anything you do live should be put into an automated sales process, which could just mean helping people, spreading goodwill, helping your audience with something, helping them solve a problem. It's educational and helpful. And then you plug it into the automation. So again, in step one, your previous offer is already educated and pre-sold your audience on your primary offer. Back here in step one, you're choosing either affiliate products or designing your own upfront products for immediate cash flow and to generate leads. You're selecting that to strategically pre-educate and prepare and to build trust. And to build interest for your primary offer. It's the strategic aspect of it. So again, as you continue to present and lead up to selling your primary offer, whatever it is, the big main thing you're excited about selling that probably generates most of the money in the short term, like the first 6 months or so of people moving through your funnel, you're automating that process, you're educating and spreading goodwill through that process. But here's the big deal. Your previous offers in step one already educated and pre-sold your audience on this primary offer. So it's leading them naturally to want to purchase this. You were intentional in that design of step one. And you use additional automated presentations focused on educating your audience to fill in the gaps, to teach them additional aspects of what else would be helpful to them, or to share, an example of the coaching package somebody might be selling to, let's say, parents raising behaviorally challenged children. In that case, you would be, maybe interviewing other families and sharing helpful things that they had learned from your course that would demonstrate helpful advice and helpful things they could apply, but also demonstrate the value of your your main course, your primary offer that you want to sell. Okay, then step three. This is where the big money is, which is why you've got $3 here. And this is where most people don't get to. And they think, well, I'll worry about this, after I'm, breaking even in my marketing, or I'll worry about this later. But that mindset just kind of deteriorates the whole thing, even step one, step two, and step three, because you really need to be thinking about this even from the get-go. And here's what I mean by that. The goal is to build lifelong back-end income where you're solving problems, you're continuing, that's a continual thing that you're doing, and you're putting out more offers. So you're continuing to be helpful, spreading goodwill, talking about things that would be helpful anyway, whether they buy from you or not. But a lot of that content is also demonstrating the value of whatever it is that you're offering. Again, could be a network marketing opportunity, a make money opportunity, some kind of high-end affiliate product that you want to sell, or your own products that you created, or affiliate products that you found online that you want to sell that pay, a good commission around niche topics that you like talking about. You're continuing to solve products and you're putting out more offers so that you continue to make more and more money. But if you're not thinking about this from the get-go, it will never happen. And you'll just be on the conveyor belt. You'll be on the hamster wheel. And you get burned out is what typically happens. So you want to think about this all along. And what I mean by that is, I mentioned it earlier, we're going to hit this again a little bit later, show you what it looks like and how important it is and how to do it. You need to integrate yourself into the marketing funnel. I showed you that snapshot of John Crestani's ad that somebody else is promoting in hopes of making an affiliate commission. I happen to know that one of the best marketers who promoted John Crestani's system, he doesn't start to make a return on that until about 3 or 4 months. So he loses money. He's one of the best marketers, affiliate marketers in that niche. I happen to know loses money promoting John Crestani's program, and he sees that as a win. It takes him about 3 or 4 months. He has to sell more products, more affiliate products to the list that he builds promoting John Crestani's product. And like I said, it takes about 3 or 4 months before he's at break even, and then he's in profit after that. He sees that as a positive. But think of your average person who's not a master affiliate marketer like him. They come into it, they think they're losing, they threw some money at it, and then they quit, and they think they lost money. They think it doesn't work. You need to go into this knowing it's your job to not just generate the lead, but to build the relationship. And you need to understand what that looks like from the get-go, or you're never going to get there. You're going to burn out. You're going to quit too early. Applies if you're selling your own products as well. If you're selling your own products, if you don't approach it with all step 1, 2, and 3 in mind, and knowing what it means, what it looks like to do step 1 and step 2 and step 3, and to integrate yourself into the funnel and really think about this strategically, you're probably going to burn out and quit. And that's a big deal. That's a life-changing thing. So this strategy is everything. Okay, so in step 3, your list is growing and sales are flowing in because you're doing step 1, 2, and 3, going back here, and now your list is growing, see? And now you're making money, you're doing well, you can be comfortable. But the big money, this is so important, the big money where you can start to relax is here in step 3. Your list is growing and sales are flowing in. Because your list continues to grow because of step 1, and because you're doing well because of step 2, now you can continue to identify new needs of your audience, which isn't hard to do, and fill those needs with affiliate products you find, or your own products if you're ready to create your own, and you make more and more money every month applying less effort. And it's key that you get there or you will burn out or feel like you have a job. Okay, so let's recap the whole formula here. You provide value in exchange for an email. And I know some people want to use like Facebook mini chat, like the chat bots, and that can count, but I would encourage you to collect email as well. And I'll show you why in a minute. Email is not dead. And you can use an existing system to begin. You can use an existing system already in place that already provides value, that created that lead magnet, that gives you the pages to generate the leads in exchange for the value. Just make sure that system lets you build a relationship with that list, which is rare. The automated marketing that system has going out then educates and sells products, which generates upfront cash flow for you. So you're generating leads, you're growing your list, you're generating upfront cash flow because that system is educating and selling. You then sell your biggest earning product, the primary one. It's not always necessarily your most expensive product, although it often is, but it's the one you're most excited about selling for whatever reason. It could be a continuity program that pays like monthly, usually is the highest earner for you. It's just that typically, if you start out trying to sell your network marketing opportunity on the front, or you start out trying to sell whatever money-making program you were excited about on the front, or you start out selling whatever product or coaching service or whatever product you've created that you're excited about, typically it's not automatically designed to generate leads and generate cash flow on the front end, and you end up losing. So typically you do step one, provide value in exchange for an email, let the automated system sell products that are designed for upfront cash flow and lead generation, and then you sell through automation your biggest earning product typically, which typically only appeals to a smaller percentage of your list, but you've already made lots more money by custom tailoring offers that are more apt to be purchased by that audience by a larger number of people. And then you get to sell your primary offer to the more cream of the crop, so to speak, leads that are coming through, which, if you break even or come close to breaking even in step one, now you're in profit. Now, while the list keeps growing, you offer more and more value, like this webinar I'm doing with you right now. We're helping people solve problems. That's where our focus literally is. Will this become part of our sales process? Of course, everything of value you offer should. But even if somebody didn't ever purchase anything from us, we're spreading goodwill. That's how you do business. And you offer more products and services that will benefit your audience. So more and more money is coming in with less and less effort as time goes on. That's step three. So your list is growing. You continue to build in automation, more value automatically being presented to your audience around whatever niche or topic you're excited about selling around. And as you go forward and your list is growing, you're making more and more money with less and less effort. This is the eureka. This is where you're no longer owning your own job, and you start to have freedom and then can even move into wealth. A lot of people trying to shortcut these steps. You can't. You can plug into an existing system. I said this, but I want to make it really clear because a lot of you, honestly, I don't like to say people can't do something because everybody could if they chose to and they put their heart and energy into it. But I've taught literally thousands of people marketing and how to create funnels, and I've been doing this for years. And I would say only 1 out of 10,000 people who really want it, I mean like the 10,000 people really want it, only 1 out of 10,000 people can jump in, build their own marketing funnel system, take in all of this, learn copywriting, put their own offers together, be able to take in and consider all these things and successfully build a list, their own funnel, and succeed. The rest just like die trying and drop out. So what I learned was to simplify the process for people, to make sure they can plug into an existing system, but to make sure that system doesn't just, have them driving traffic somewhere, building a leads list, but never building a relationship with that list, because if that's the case, it's not going to really work in a good way for them, and they're going to quit there too. So we make sure that the system you're plugging into lets you take credit for the value, lets you learn some of the basic skills, so you're building the relationship with the list, but in a way that isn't overwhelming for you. So you're building a list, you're cash flowing while you're learning the basic skills all at the same time. Then if you wanted to, you could take those skills and that knowledge with that under your belt and some cash flow already coming in and that knowledge, and apply it towards any niche or anywhere you want. So here's another way of looking at this, and I know a lot of you have seen this, but keep in perspective what I just covered. Like, a typical marketing funnel is useless without everything, the strategy I just shared with you in mind. But for those that have never seen this before, for a quick recap, you have what's called a lead capture page typically. And there are modifications of this that I won't go into today, but it's generally the same strategy. There's some big gurus out there. Sam Ovens is one of them, who'll say he doesn't have a marketing funnel, and yet he absolutely does. In fact, I took screenshots and thought about showing you that, but I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds. So just know that everybody that is successful marketing anything online has a marketing funnel of some sort or another that generally follows this process. It may not look like someone like him's capturing leads on a lead capture page. In his case, he's having people schedule a consultation, but that's still a lead. So you capture a lead by offering some kind of value or service in exchange. Could be a consulting call. I don't recommend that for people starting out. That's a lot of busy work. Instead, you can offer something of value that your audience would want that doesn't take your time or energy. Then they land on the next page and you say, okay, here's what I promised you, and you let them know how they can get it. And then you can move them into a sales process. You don't have to move them into a sales process there, but if you are starting out and you don't have a lot of cash at hand and you need to generate cash flow quickly, and you want to advertise, you should have a sales process right away, because there will be a small percentage, nonetheless, a group of people that, if you structure your offer right, will buy right away. And you just keep testing until you find that, and then you have money coming in to help you fund your marketing. So if you're doing advertising and you don't have a lot of cash stored away, you're going to need somewhat of an instant gratification built in of getting some sales. And there is a percentage, though small, a percentage of people that come through your funnel that will buy. So usually if you're doing advertising and you're in that kind of situation, you would design that kind of funnel. And then you have the follow-up emails that are provided. Oh, by the way, but in that sales process, you're providing value anyway. So even the people who don't buy that day are feeling grateful for coming across you, and more likely to buy when they start receiving those follow-up emails, which provide more value in lead to the sales process. Again, the initial thing you're selling, though, may not be what you're most excited about selling, which is the mistake that most people make. The initial thing that you're selling would be designed specifically or chosen as an affiliate product that someone else created, specifically chosen based on testing that you've done, to cash flow as much as possible right away, to put money in your pocket. And the eureka moment is when it covers your advertising. And those that have figured that out are the ones that you see dominating online, period. Now, I mentioned email marketing is not dead. People claim that it is because they're selling alternatives. And yet, if you do a little research, you'll find out they email more than anybody. This is how many contacts I have in my primary email system. So 171,665. I've generated a lot more than that over the last 20 years, but these are the active ones that I email the most. And just to show you that they're not dead, you rarely email your whole list at once. They're going to end up in a spam folder, and when you have a large list, they're going to end up in the spam folder a lot anyway, because they see you emailing a large number of people, and that's why they end up in the junk or spam folder most of the time. But it still is effective, very effective. So I just want to show you that. So here's a list that opens a lot that I send to occasionally. These are like my premier purchasers. Out of all of your customers, you're going to have a small select few that are like lifelong customers. They love everything you put out there. They eat it up. And oftentimes they're your most successful students applying whatever it is that you're teaching. So this was a list of 145 people. You see almost a 70% open rate and almost a 60% click. So that click could be going to more value you're providing, or it could be going to a sales page. That's a lot of people paying attention, but let's look at a larger segment of that list. As you send to a larger and larger group, the percentages go down, but this is still a lot of people because this is automated. This is happening all the time. Almost 6,000 people sent to, and this list, it's another list that I know is active, that's purchased from me over the years. 31.1% open rate. That means so over 3 out of 10 people the email was sent to opened the email, and almost a 2% click-through rate. So out of the almost 6,000 people sent to, almost 2,000 opened it. And you see 2,363 open, meaning a lot of people opened it more than once. They're very engaged. And then you see about 2% click, that's 113 clicks. Again, going to a sales page or to more value that leads to a sales page. And again, when you set this up right and you're providing goodwill, you're spreading goodwill, people love to go through your sales process because they're learning something or they're benefiting as they do. Again, you can use existing systems already in place, guys, to kick this off. Or you can create your own. Then here's when I'm sitting to almost half the list, 75,000, and people might think, oh, only 4.6% opened. Email isn't effective. Well, first of all, when you send to that big of a group, then you're definitely gonna have a lot of the emails end up in junk and spam folders because that's how it works. If you send to a lot of people, that's where it's gonna end up. And still, even then, with one email going out, look at the numbers. That's 3,472 people with that email opening that email, that one email. And that's 4,667 total opens. That means 1,200 people opened it up more than once, highly engaged. And there's systems now that are really easy to implement. When you're first starting out, you can do these things manually, but there's systems that are really inexpensive now. That's getting ridiculously inexpensive and easy to implement, where the system knows who opened it and puts them in a special folder and will send out automated emails to them, maybe promoting some kind of launch. This is all hands-free. This is where on the back end, if you follow the 3-step formula, on the back end of your marketing, your life, you just start making more and more money, more and more sales with less and less effort. But if you don't go into the whole process with this in mind, you'll always struggle. Even if we're talking about some kind of make money opportunity, or we're talking about selling a book, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, guys. You want to go into it understanding the strategy, setting things up right from the get-go, and that's how you win. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time and energy. Each and every one of you can do this. It's not that complicated, but it is a process. We're talking about like a life-changing professional, eureka opportunity that's still available to everybody, because the internet is still relatively new in comparison to the impact it has. So anyway, we're going to show you, just how simple this can be, but just understand that email marketing is not dead. This one email, and I'm not cherry picking here. I mean, these are the typical stats. If I send a small list, it's higher numbers, obviously, but I wanted to show you, even though the numbers are lower when you send to the larger group, it's still 256 people clicking on a link that goes to a sales page. And then here's actually a snapshot of a brand new campaign I just created that you guys are in. You guys might not all be in mine because someone else may have referred you to all this, but this is my list. I didn't pay for advertising on this. I just want to show you email marketing is not dead. The first auto email, when people enter in, again, when you're providing goodwill, when you're spreading goodwill and providing value, it is so effective. And we can teach all of you how to do that. It's not that hard, but you need to understand the strategy and stick to it, regardless of whatever money-making opportunity you're excited about, or whatever product you're excited about, or whatever topics you're excited about building your income around. You need to understand this single strategy and always stay on the rails. Then it works. Okay, so this is the first email. It only went out to 267 people so far because I just started like this week. 79% open rate, 83% click-through rate. Email is not dead. The day one, the second email, providing more value, 79 cents, 44% open, 19% clicked. And by the way, those stats will go up as the days go on because some of them just didn't open it yet. Day two, 64 cents. This is automated. 34% open rate, 5% click. I'll have to take a look at that. See, this is the kind of thing you do. Like, why only 5% clicking? So I'll take a look at this one and can kind of improve it. Maybe I put the link too low. You make one little change and boom, your income increases. And then day 3, 110 cent, 37% open rate. Day 4, 132 cent, 46% open rate, 20% click. Like, this is automated, and it goes on and on and on. These are automated, going out, providing more value, leading people to a number of different things that generate cash flow for us. And you can use a system like this to do the same thing. So you could just focus on the basic skill development of driving traffic and watching it work for you, and then slowly integrating yourself into it so that you can learn those basic skills. And if you want to ever graduate into creating your own system, we can teach you that too. Okay, so here's some different niches where we applied this in the last 10 years, just to kind of show you, like, this is us, and understand, like, this is just us. This isn't everything we've sold. And in fact, my best years were more than 10 years ago, because I was really motivated back then. And everything I did was for the sake of making money, because I had young kids and that's where my mind was. Once I started, having a lot of success, I went into investing into other projects and so forth. My best years were prior to, like, 11 years ago and 12 years ago were my big years, because I was really hungry. But in the last 10 years, here's all the different niches that have generated cash flow following the cash flow formula, either in step 1, step 2, or step 3. So affiliate products in the marketing training niche, $270,000. So that's selling other people's affiliate products in the marketing training niche. Products we created and sold in the marketing niche, 2.3 million. Products we created and sold in the personal development niche, following the cash flow formula, over 3 million. I promoted 2 different network marketing opportunities in that time, and that was with no advertising, that produced 524 personal enrollments, not free enrollments, 524 purchased enrollments, which between those 2 opportunities produced over $81,000 in the first month between those 2. But that was just the beginning. Then the residual kicked in. So how many of you have struggled to enroll one person into your network marketing opportunity? This is stage 3 on the back end. When you provide value to a list and then you share something, a lot of people are going to jump on that. It's absolutely incredible. Affiliate products in the investment education niche. So this was Mike Dillard's affiliate product I promoted called EVG. Some of you will remember that. He paid me $168,289 for sending like 8 emails out to my list. A product we created and sold in the coaching industry that's not marketing related. So again, this is a different niche, not marketing related at all. Complete, coach training, $894,000, following the cash flow formula I'm talking about. Affiliate commissions from internet software, 10,757. And here's the total we paid to affiliates in the last 10 years who are promoting our products. This was never a big emphasis for us. Our systems that we created just taught people skills and helped them generate leads. And we did pay affiliate commissions, but it wasn't the emphasis. But we still paid out over $558,000 just in that time period. We paid out a lot more before that. We're actually going to move into that direction next, where we really empower people to be able to generate a lot of cash flow using our systems. So if you're interested in that, keep your eye out for that. But check this out. That was just us. I wasn't sharing that with you to impress like on our numbers, but to show you that it worked across lots of different niches, but that was just us. It's much broader than that. That's just where our minds are at. It can be across any kind of niche. ClickBank, which is an affiliate network a lot of you have heard of or familiar with, $4 billion earned. That's not what's been sold, that's what's been earned, paid to people like you and me working from home. Just on ClickBank, which is just one affiliate network since 1998, 4 billion with a B. There's many affiliate networks. There's JVZoo, there's Commission Junction. In fact, Commission Junction's way bigger than ClickBank. I couldn't find their numbers. So we're talking tens of billions of dollars earned across lots of different markets and niches. It's incredible. ClickBank pays up to 75% commission, 50% is common. As an affiliate, you're linking the audience to the product. Again, if you follow the cash flow formula strategy, this works. And then if you have your own products, you can leverage all of this and everything I'm sharing with you to move in. And once you've got a base and you understand the basic stuff, then you can move into creating your own systems. A lot of you have tried and failed at marketing, whatever it's been, money-making opportunities that you saw others were having success with, network marketing opportunities, or selling your own coaching services or your own products or your own book. You've tried and failed because you didn't apply the cash flow formula strategy. You took a stab at it. Some of you tried to create your own marketing funnels, like with ClickFunnels. Some of you just kind of jumped into it, skipping steps, not understanding strategy, applying tactics, following other successful gurus and what they were doing, but never understanding the simple 3-step strategy, the cash flow formula that ensures that it will work. You can use affiliate marketing to significantly increase your cash flow if you have your own products, or you can just start out with affiliate marketing. Lots of 7-figure earners even who only do affiliate marketing across lots of different niches. The make money niche, even like just random crazy topics that people are passionate or interested in. Again, you can eventually use all of this that you're learning to graduate and move into even having others sell your products. There's lots of niches. I mean, there's really every niche imaginable. Health, nutrition, beauty, fitness, these are big ones. Obviously, wealth, the marketing education niche, which I've been a big part of, personal and spiritual development, which we've been a part of a lot of that, relationships niche, software. There are big earners in all kinds of categories. I mentioned woodworking because it actually is one of the top sellers on ClickBank time and again. There's lots of them. It's really important to understand that. And I'm not going to make this a ClickBank training, but just understand that whatever topic you're interested in, you could build a successful business around it. But again, if you've tried that and it didn't work, you have to follow the cash flow formula strategy that I went over, or it's not going to work. You can't just take a stab at it or skip steps. Like, you need to be strategic. Now, I mentioned a few times that you could plug into an existing system that already has this all set up, but there's some things I really want to emphasize. This is a snapshot of one of our funnels, and it shows, what you would be given. And I'm not going to go over this in detail now. If you're interested in that and what our funnels do and provide, you can find out about that at another time, because I want to stay on point. We've got lots to cover here for you to really get this strategy. But I just wanted to emphasize to you that not only do we have it, there's lots of cash flowing opportunities built into it, and we can go over that with you, but there's more to the story that I keep emphasizing. By the way, we also have we call it the Megalodon funnel that's coming out that takes it even further. It doesn't teach this stuff like this one. People who enter here, it's like a starter funnel to get you starting generating leads, starting learning the basic skills, starting with your basic branding, starting integrating yourself into the funnel so you can do phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of the strategy where the big money's at. But we have a cash flowing funnel that's massive that's coming out too that you can keep your eyes open for if you're interested. But here's the point. I'm not going to go into that right now. Here's the point. You need to integrate yourself into the funnel. There's lots of systems out there that promise, hey, we'll show you how to direct traffic and you're going to make money and you're going to generate leads, but they don't support you in developing the actual skills that allow you to actually win. They leave that up to you, the real stuff, the part of integrating yourself into the funnel so that you're taking credit for the value being offered, which is key to really make any serious money from the list that you're building. It's absolutely key, and it's the piece that most of these systems leave out. You need to integrate yourself into the funnel, and then you can really, really win. And that's what our systems allow you to do. So again, I'm not going to go into everything our systems offer. That's not what today's about, but I want to emphasize that you can plug into existing systems. Just make sure that the emphasis isn't just on lead generation and cash flowing, because you're not going to generate much cash flow if you're not also being supported in being in the funnel yourself. So this picture, for example, this is a video of Robin. We show people how to introduce Robin and take credit for the value being offered, so people are knowing you and not just knowing Robin. And you can take it as far as you want to, so you ease into it. Now, when somebody click, and by the way, this is also a snapshot of an image that, or of a page you could put on a blog that we help you set up without you knowing tech skills. It would look like this, so it wouldn't look like a blog, but it would be like your own system. And then when people click on this, They would go into the funnel that we provide for you, and then people opt in. And again, we teach you at strategic points throughout the funnel for you to be the one taking credit. Here's just an example of that. Chris, one of our team members, he put himself in this picture. This was a picture with Robin. He put his picture over here. He's taking credit, as he should, as a partner in the funnel, building the relationship with his list. That's what systems, if you plug into an existing system that helps you just kind of plug in without having to create all this yourself, to generate leads and cash flow that automates all that, make sure you're supported in integrating yourself into that funnel, or you will not see the results that the gurus are getting who are using that system, who've integrated themselves into that funnel. And just case in point, someone sending leads to John Cristani's offer, his affiliate offer, they're not going to do well if those leads aren't getting to know that person who's actually paying for the ads. John fares well, and there's nothing wrong with him doing this. This is the model for the affiliates, like John, creating value, and affiliates can send traffic. But just understand, if you've tried things like that, or you're thinking about plugging into an existing system that you can just promote, generate leads and cash flow, the automation's there, helps you generate leads. His doesn't actually help you generate leads, but some of them promise both. Just understand that it needs to allow you and support you in integrating yourself into the funnel. That's when you win big. Now, again, I want to speak to those of you who aren't in the money-making niche. It's not where your mind's at. Maybe you have a cookbook, or you teach parenting advice, you have coaching services, or whatever product you may have. You may want to think about plugging into an existing system, even though that existing system, like ours, is reaching out to the home-based business, make money from home, online marketing niche, learn marketing. That may not be a niche you're excited about if you offer something like this, something else. And you might think, well, I'd love to learn how I can do this and apply this towards, selling my expertise around healthy cooking, or the parenting advice that I have and courses I have there, or the coaching services, or whatever you have. You might be thinking along those lines, how, you want to apply this for that. You actually may be very interested in plugging into an existing system that does attract the home-based business, make money online crowd. And here's why you should at least consider it. Because if you jump in and try to create a system from beginning, and some of you had, like with ClickFunnels, and you try to figure out affiliate marketing and making your own products, and the copywriting and the sales and the automation and the follow-up emails and all of it, that is a huge undertaking. As I said earlier, we've taught thousands and thousands of people different things around this whole topic for years. And I would say only 1 out of 10,000 who were go-getters, and I mean all 10,000 were go-getters, only 1 out of 10,000 could pull all that off, because it's a lot to bite off. So what I recommend is, if you do have your own products, or you are in your own niche that isn't in the make money niche, you should still consider plugging into an already built system like ours that allows you to learn the basic skills, how to drive traffic. You see your leads list building. You see how it works. You see people moving through the funnel through automation. You see them purchasing different things that's empowering to them. And you're learning through this process as you're generating leads, as you're cash flowing, as you're learning basic skills that you're going to need to know anyway. And then when you're ready, when you feel like you've got your bearings and you've got some cash flow coming in, so you're in a strong position and you really understand the basic skills that are necessary to drive traffic and see all this work, then you can graduate into one of our other higher tier products that teach you how to build your own systems, your own products, and really get sophisticated with this stuff. Something to consider. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand this back over to Robin for a second to move through other aspects of things that she really specializes in that you need to be on your radar. So we've established how important it is to understand that simple 3-step formula and to get on the rails, whether you're promoting a money-making opportunity, a network marketing opportunity, whether you're in affiliate marketing, whether you have your own products that are outside of all of that and some passion career you're creating. No matter the case, you need to follow that 3-step formula, and we'll revisit it one more time before we close up. But there is more beyond that. There's some tactics that are important to know about. And also, when I talk about integrating yourself into the funnel, branding's a part of that. And that's something that scares a lot of people, but it shouldn't. And so I want to pass this over to Robin to talk a little bit about the importance of what it means, what it looks like to integrate yourself into the funnel.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. So for some of you, Don't get overwhelmed just yet. Branding can have many different flavors. Mike and I both have brands, but our brands are completely at different ends of the spectrum. Uh, you may be more like Mike, where you want a little bit more of that minimal you in the brand element, or you can go to the other side of the spectrum and put more of you in it, more of you on video, more of you on images. It just really depends on where you want to play your strengths, and that's totally fine. But the brand, it's important to know, first of all, what it is, why it's important, and how it can work for you to increase your sales conversions. And in order to do that, you've got to have prospects, you've got to have leads, you've got to have people with eyeballs on you. And in order to do that, there are certain thresholds you want to hit. So before I go into a little bit of this, the color scheme, whatever colors you choose, whatever font styles you choose, images you choose, it's all to do the same thing. It's all to attract people in, to create an energy and a mood, an ambiance, like walking into a restaurant and feeling the mood of it, seeing the colors and feeling the energy of it. That's really what your brand is. And in order to understand more of that, the key is to keep it, first of all, simple, to just simply have one, first of all, but to know the ins and outs of how the cash flow formula works with your brand so that
So,
your images,
Robin,
your
like mention like where this would show up. Like I know a lot of people are thinking,
absolutely.
oh man, this would be expensive to have my own brand. I got to go hire a designer. I got to be tech savvy myself. Kind of address that because that's not the case anymore. And also talk about where their brand does need to show up as a minimum. I'm a minimalist when it comes to branding. I'm really rough around the edges, and it works for me. And that could be an option some of you take. Robin likes a more
Sure.
polished look. Across the board, though, it's gotten really, really simple, and it certainly isn't something that needs to cost you hardly anything. Robin, kind of talk about that and where it would show up.
Well, when Mike shared with you some of those figures, some of the results that we got in our revenue that we earned online, a lot of that went out to pay for people like my design team or my graphics team or some of the programmers that we work to do design work to create my brands or the systems we were building. And fast forward 5 to 7 years now today, there are literally the handful of tools that I use, the majority of them that I teach others to use in my team are free. And the cool thing about that is they've made it super simple now to use tools, and they've made it super cheap, meaning literally free or close to free to use tools that are worthy of building $1 million brands. And the images that I show you here, the one up at the right-hand corner is an image that I would use. I believe that this is an image that any one of you could use to generate professional attraction in your brand, like a thumbnail image on your YouTube video, or a photo that you promote on Facebook, or a post that an image that you use with a post on Facebook to promote something or attract people into your lead capture page, or just to get attention, eyeballs on you. And everything that I'm sharing with you is actually free. So everything on this page that I'm sharing with you is free. Images, 4K images, high resolution images, free that you can use. And I strongly, I want you guys to understand that anyone can do this. It doesn't have to be a challenge, and it doesn't have to break the piggy bank. You don't have to take a sledgehammer at your life savings and crack your piggy bank open to build your brand like you used to back in the day. And so Facebook and YouTube, like Mike, Mike doesn't have the branding that I do on his social media, because it's what I love and it's what I've been teaching for almost 16 years now, to help people.
I'm an absolute minimalist, guys. So those of you that don't want to do much with it, you still have to do a little. Like when people go to your Facebook page, there needs to be something there, and then you're done with it. But what we're really emphasizing is it doesn't have to cost you anything, and it doesn't have to hardly cost you any time either. And you get it set up, you can move on. Those of you who do want a polished brand, you have access to the same tools and stuff. Go ahead and make it more polished. You might need to go get professional photos taken or something like that to be able to use those photos, that's optional too. Again, I don't even mess with any of that, but some people will
Right.
want to. It depends what you're marketing and who you are.
But even if, for many of you who are maybe intimidated or who have shied away from it or have tried it and didn't get good results, so you kind of backed off, I'm going to share with you in just a moment some of the key points of why that shouldn't be an issue for you or your glitch anymore. So, according to a recent HubSpot research report and other reports done by YouTube and other agencies from marketing standpoints, I want to share with you guys. Now, these are real facts. And for those of you who love statistics and data, this is real stuff that I want you to chew and digest. It's so interesting. So a landing page is a page that your audience would land on. Let's say, for example, you sent them into an opt-in form to enter their email in exchange for value, and then they landed on a page where you gave them what you promised. Let's say it's a video showing them how to use a new smoothie, and you're selling a a Vitamix. You're an affiliate for a new blender for smoothie makers. So let's say, for example, you're showing somebody how to make a smoothie on a video, and that's on a landing page. Well, it's literally shown, results have shown that your conversion rates, meaning sales, meaning money coming in your bank account, increases by 80%, 80%, when you include video. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be on the video the entire time, because we have our team members that use video with their voice over slides, just like what we're doing here on a webinar. You don't have to always be in the video, but using video with images, sometimes you in the video and your voice, where you're connecting and communicating and building your audience using video, is shown to increase sales rates and conversions by 80%. Now, the other thing here, the second thing here, including the word video in your email subject line, will also increase your open rates by 19%, which is insane. So Mike was showing you those rates of percentages of people opening our emails. If you include the word video in some of your subject lines, you can increase your conversion rates. Now, obviously, there's a reason why you would use the word video in your email subject line. Another thing here, 90% of people who opt into any lead capture page, anyone who comes to a website, someone who is dying to buy something, who knows they're going to buy something because they know they're a customer on a website, they have told researchers that videos help them make buying decisions. And you guys have to understand why. It's because, as Mike mentioned earlier, you're building a relationship just like email does over time, but you're building in that moment. You could be sipping a pina colada in a hammock on the beach in Fiji with Tony Robbins, or playing golf, or hanging out with your kids at the park, whatever it is that you want to do. You could be doing anything else, and your videos can be working for you, increasing your conversion rates while you're living your dream life. And it's a fact. One last thing here before I continue is one Facebook executive predicted that the platform Facebook will be all video within 5 years. And there's a reason, because as YouTube has proven, over 83% of people who watch videos on YouTube are known to click a link and make a purchase because of the video basically selling the consumer, because it's creating a relationship. It's creating a relationship that engages your audience. Now, one of the things that I was able to do, Mike showed you some of the figures of millions of dollars that we were able to generate over the years. We use the cash flow formula. So the reason why I was able to get over 2 million views on a Facebook ad. This is a Facebook ad with one video. It was 1 minute and 30 seconds long, me on a video, connecting from the heart, communicating my message, calling out to my audience, people in the self-development industry, coaches and consultants, over 2 million views. 3,230 people shared this post, which is free advertising. 1,329 people commented, which not only boosted the actual ad itself and the video itself, but showed the video for free to their friends and then their friends of friends, free advertising there as well because of the engagement. And then over 12,000 likes on the post. So video on Facebook increases your conversion rates significantly. So it's proven that no matter how long or short, no matter who's in the video, it's
Hey,
developing, as
Robin, I
Mike
think
said, a relationship.
a lot of people are scared to do video. And I think that that's like the biggest issue probably on most people's minds is that they don't think they look good enough on video. They don't feel like they talk good enough on video. And I really think that you want to address that.
Well, I think there's a big misconception too, no matter what people look like, because a lot of people who even look like superstar model, like they're even more intimidated and scared than some who don't look superstar. So a lot of my clients, like these two women here that I've worked with, and these were examples of me shooting them on location in Hawaii, they were shaking, and it took a lot of coaching for me to help get them ready and prepared for video, months and months and months. But move on to the next slide, Mike, because here's one of our team members of recent time. Didn't take months to get him ready, just took a couple of our recent strategies and skills, which included the cash flow formula. And as I started working with this professional here, a young guy working 80 hours a week with his career, super motivated. And the reason why he got results using his presence on video, going on YouTube, because he's motivated, because he wants it, because
Well,
he wants it.
I would also say that when you put the focus off of you and as he's doing here, he's putting the focus on just serving his audience, on helping, on passing on helpful tips. It becomes a lot easier. If you're focused on yourself, then it's a lot harder to do. Focus on just passing on things of value to your audience, put the emphasis on them, and it gets a lot easier.
Absolutely. And when you guys hear me talk about putting you into the brand, I speak of this, not putting your ego into the brand and making it about you and going literally crazy trying to be a perfectionist, but just doing the work and showing up, because this guy here, when he works with Mike and I and he does the videos and he posts them, no expectations, he gets results because it's proven, right? It's proven that when you put video out there, you're more likely to get leads and to convert those leads into sales. And the cool thing here, all these people here that you're seeing, these are our team members, no fancy gear needed. If you have a smartphone or if you have a computer with that silly little lens at the top of it, that's a camera and you can use it to shoot video, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to look good. You just have to have decent lighting. I would say a clean background like all these people do, even if you have to go out in nature, if you want to go out in nature, you shoot the video, you post the video, you put a link to it, like what Mike said with our built for you system, and you get results. And you need the system, you need the cash flow formula, you need the structure in order to have it automated. For many years, I used to do a lot of, as Mike mentioned, consulting, where I had a phone call scheduled, and it was a lot of intensive labor, personal labor. And what I'm doing now frees up my time and energy so I can help more people, so I can create more robust systems to help more people who are interested in, as Mike said, generating immediate cash flow, building their email list, over time creating more ongoing revenue streams. And what I love now that I have recently picked up is how cool residual income is. And when I was working with Mike years ago, we had about $50,000 a month coming in residual, and there's a lot that goes into that. But what I've realized over the years working with the cash flow formula is that if I rely on the cash flow formula and then tweak it as we go, and then continuously offer more value through automation, and support others along the way so that they can do it. That's where the big results come in, guys. And you guys can do it, whether you have experience building affiliate networks or building affiliate teams, leading, mentoring, coaching others or not. Some of you have recently just emailed me before the webinar started and said, you know, Mike and Robin, what do I do if I have zero experience, but I want to learn affiliate marketing and I want to learn how this works? Absolutely, you can learn it. All these people that you see here, same boat, guys. And it doesn't have to be a challenge. It doesn't have to be a struggle. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get it going like you used 2 years ago. You can get started with where you're at, and that's really what we're excited to help people do. So viral marketing, Mike, I want Mike to
Yeah,
share a
let me
little
just
bit
kind of
more about how
mention,
this works.
this is a tactic. Every time you see a tactic discussed by marketers, remember it's a tactic. It should never get you off the rails of strategy or have you lose sight of the strategy, the three-part strategy. But there is something that I just wanted to mention to you because there are tactics that are powerful and important to consider. And this is something that we like to support people through too. So for example, this one's really inexpensive. It's like $200 or something. We're not selling it to you guys, don't worry. I just want you to be aware of these things. So if you were to have someone going through your lead capture page and they land on that next page, if you use this tool, it's very simple to be able to offer some kind of bonus, some kind of bonus class, some kind of bonus that your audience would be interested in. If they refer 5 people, they would get it for free emailed to them. It's really easy to plug in and have this working. And so for every lead that you send into your funnel, a percentage of them will be sending in 5 referrals. And these are the kinds of things we like to help people do. These are the kinds of tactics you do want to look at integrating into the strategy that can really explode your lead generation and your growth. And this is something that, those that follow along with the kinds of things that we talk about and that we do regularly, you'll be learning about this. But there are lots of tactics like this that can be really powerful to grow your list even faster. So don't think by me emphasizing strategy over tactic, it means we don't still use tactics. We absolutely do. Chatbot would be another one. A lot of you have heard about Facebook Messenger, automating your Facebook Messenger. That's another tactic that you can add into your marketing, but you never get off the rails of the structure, the structure of 1, 2, and 3 that we talked about, the cash flow formula. Always make that your focus as a fundamental process you're following, but then add tactics like the viral marketing tool, like the chatbot, in order to increase results of lead generation and follow-up. Robin, go ahead and share a little bit more about the chatbot because it is powerful and it is something that people should be aware of if they're not already.
For sure. I've fallen in love with the chatbot, and at first I just want to mention there's certain resources and tools that I avoided for so many years because I was annoyed with the flashiness or the hypiness of how they were marketed by some people online. And I thought, oh my goodness, this stuff is just overwhelming. And I just want to let you guys know, yes, there's a lot of stuff out there that is unnecessary, but the chatbot is not one of them that you want to avoid. The chatbot is so cool. And as Facebook has basically taken over the world online, everything, all media and everything, as you guys know, everything's done on Facebook. And that's probably why, like Mike mentioned, some people say, quote unquote, email marketing is dead, even though it's not. But Facebook has been able to capitalize on getting people to stay on Facebook. And the Messenger is a really cool tool because what the chatbot can do, then there's many different chatbots. We use ManyChat, but there's many chatbots that basically allow you to create this conversation that can take the shape of this morphing, amazing, wonderful explosion of conversations. And it guides each individual user based on what they click and how they engage with your messages. And the person that is
But
following you
it's
in the,
it's automated. It's really
yeah,
important to emphasize it's automated, much like how automated emails go out. So you can have emails going out to your list, providing more value and linking into sales offers, but you can also have that happening inside Facebook's Messenger, where automated emails are going out to those who agreed to get on your Messenger list to get more value. And this is something, again, a tactic that can be really powerful. It's what's working really effectively now to integrate into your process to reach more people another way where you may not have reached them in their email box or reached them as often. Now you can reach them another way. And as Robin says, it's a lot more dynamic even because you can just send a quick little message and it has that kind of personal, intimate feel. Now, this is the kind of tactic that may not last forever or may diminish, most likely, like most tactics do, diminish in the result that it brings back because it's used more and more and more. People become less and less um, influenced by it. But for right now, and it could be for quite some time, it is very, very powerful. So another tactic to be looking into, something we certainly support people in integrating our new upgraded Profit platform for those listening in that are on our team in Profit platform. This is going to be something that we'll be sharing with you as well.
Oh, absolutely. And even though it is automated, the way that you set it up, which Mike and I teach people how to do, it's set up so that it's as if you're right there speaking to them in a text message. And so it's automated in the fact that you can be out there playing with your kids on a beautiful sunny day on the beach while your chatbot's having a conversation with your prospects, leading them into your sales pages, or literally just pre-qualifying them and engaging them along the way instantly. And so it's automated and it's phenomenal.
Okay, guys, sit tight. I do want to do a quick recap because I want to make sure the most important aspect of this is really ingrained in your brain. I did want to mention these, there are these tactics that can be really, really powerful. And I wanted to show you a couple of them that are. We're not saying not to employ tactics to improve, let's say, the viral growth of your leads list or to be able to plug into the chat bot for even greater interaction and automation of the sales process in your funnel. But never lose sight of the three-step process that always should be in play as the focus. Step one, or the first part of this, funded marketing, generating immediate cash flow and leads at the same time, either selecting affiliate products and testing for affiliate products to maximize how much you can earn back. It may not always be because of the price point or whatever your product is that you want to sell, or your network marketing opportunity, or whatever products you might have created, or affiliate products you're most excited about promoting. It may not always be that primary product you're most excited about that you lead with. You have to know this, and you have to test for this, and you have to test for other maybe affiliate products, or have this in mind and understand that you're going into it not oblivious of these things. This is key to your success. And then just showing down below, you've got your lead capture page, you're generating a lead. That process might also include people agreeing to get added to your messenger, so they're getting that chat box, those automated messages on Facebook as well, all leading into a sales process. And again, as I talked about earlier, if you're doing advertising, you're going to want to look at introducing something to sell pretty quick to make that money back right away. And then you've got the follow-up emails as well. Then step two of the process, then you sell your primary offer. It might be what you're emotionally excited about selling if you've got something you're passionate about that you're offering. It might be, and it typically is something that will offer, the gravy, the extra income that really makes your business possible. And you sell this through automation. It could be the chat bot, also automated emails, through automation, and you do that through education. You do that by providing value. So as they're going through and clicking on sales pages and looking at presentations, they're getting value from it anyway, much like today's webinar. You sell your primary products in the middle of your funnel, and that's where the bigger profits are. But the huge profits, what really allows you to be able to have the freedom and the lifestyle and more than just owning a job, is making sure you're setting yourself up for lifelong back-end income. And this is only possible if from day one, you are building a relationship with your list. That's why Robin talks so much about video. And even if you're scared to do video, you can ease yourself into it. You have to look at approaching things this way. You can't just join a make money opportunity or a network marketing opportunity and think that you can just like spam people and make a bunch of money. Like if you come into it with eyes wide open, you guys can succeed. You can achieve your most wildest goals, but you need to go into it understanding the things that we talked about and implementing those things. And if you do, it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, you can accomplish extraordinary goals through affiliate marketing, through make money programs, or through creating your own products. You do this by solving problems as you always do and by putting out more offers. Again, you can use an existing system to do it. You don't have to start off with your own system, and there are people doing extraordinarily well. Just make sure that system lets you integrate yourself into the process. I mentioned that the other aspect to this was being able to predict your cash flow and be able to incrementally scale it up. So once you get things going, this is one of the most powerful things that our new upgraded version of Profit Platform is going to be teaching and showing behind the scenes, us doing it with our campaigns, where you can optimize your campaigns and results by knowing exactly where your leads are coming from. It's very easy. It's like a $10 tool. Like nothing is expensive anymore with any of this stuff if you know what you're doing, which again, you can learn how we help you do this. There are other people teaching this stuff. Just know, like it is absolutely incredible how simple, how inexpensive, how systematic it's become, as long as you employ the things that we're talking about today. It's still available to anybody because the internet is still so new in relative terms, absolutely incredibly new. So optimizing campaigns and results by knowing exactly where your leads are coming from. So if you do, let's say, a Facebook video, your first one, let's say, and then you also do a Facebook Live kind of talking about the same thing, and you have a link there that leads into a lead capture page, maybe a system like ours that provides the value for you and has the follow-up emails and cash flows kicked in for you, or promoting your own affiliate products or whatever you're doing. You can use tracking to know which one got better results. Was it the YouTube video or was it the Facebook Live? It's really important because then you see, oh, I should do more Facebook Lives instead of YouTube videos. And then also you can compare click-through rates between various marketing. I mean, that's basically what I just shared, but it goes deeper. You can also identify where prospects are dropping off, like on your pages. And this is really, really important. So for example, let's say you have a lead capture page. Could be like this one that we've given you. Maybe you edit your own video in there. Maybe you're just using Robin's at first. And when people click, they go into your lead capture page. It's already built for you. Well, you can set up 2 different versions, and you could just change the video, or you could change the title of one. And through this optimizing and tracking, you can easily be able to see which one is performing better. And if something's performing, let's say, just 5% better, you just increased your income by 5%. And you just continue to do this. You drop the one that doesn't do as well, you keep the one that does, and then you test something else. And through this systematic approach, you have your hand completely on the steering wheel of increasing your income. It's absolutely incredible, and it's incredible how few people employ this. So this is something we're also going to be adding into teaching people in our Profit Platform system. And then down here, I put the arrow down here because you could test the next page they land on. And you could have actually this all being tested at the same time. So everything's identical about the 2 pages, except for down here, you could just change the title and find out you get consistently a 3% better conversion rate. That would mean you just increase your cash flow by 3%, and then you drop the one that doesn't work as good and you test another one. You continue to do this and you're compounding how much you're earning. This is how you get to that special lifestyle. I just want to remind you, this is just another snapshot of Chris, one of our team members. He's integrating himself into the funnel. By putting his picture here, it's huge, as opposed to having Robin's picture there. You can start with just using, someone else's picture, get things set up, start driving some traffic, but then you want to understand that you have to then move to that next level and start incrementally putting yourself into the funnel. And then you start split testing these things. So in this case, he could split test what the ad copy says. He could have 2 ads and he just has it exactly the same, but the text is different up here. Or he could split test what this text says. We help you through that process, so you're not having to create the lead magnet and the free value and the lead capture pages and the landing pages and set up your blog and all that stuff. And if you're scared to do your first videos, we support you in figuring out how to just say a little bit to introduce yourself, and then you incrementally improve. Guys, this is the steps to success. So I just want to remind you, I'm not going to go into detail on this now, but you can learn about the systems and the funnels that we provide that help you generate leads, that help you cash flow. In another presentation, we'll run through like all the different ways that this system cash flows. And we have an even, like I mentioned earlier, more comprehensive one that has a lot more cash flow built into it that you can learn about as well. Just remember, to integrate yourself into the funnel, whatever system you use, or you're not going to be able to capitalize. Robin, anything else you want to say? I think there's some steps they can take if they do want to make sure they get notified. Right now, our profit platform system isn't open, guys, but it will be opening soon. And when it does, if you want to know, everything that we're offering and how we can help you do all this, from having the systems that cash flow and help you generate leads, how we help you be able to integrate yourself into the funnel throughout every little nook and cranny of the process, develop the confidence and know what to say on your videos, the branding, how simple we've made that. If you want details on all of that, Robin, go ahead and let them know what their next step would be, just so they could be notified.
Absolutely. You will want to go to your email inbox and search cash flow formula in your search bar. And the email that you'll be looking for is the email that I've shared in some of the videos, which is support@predictable-system.com. And if you scroll to the bottom of your emails, any email, you should see at the bottom of your email the name and email address of your guide, the person who referred you into our message. And you can reach out to the person if you have any questions. You can email us if you want updates, more updates, and you can check back in your email. You can add us to your whitelist, meaning to add us to your contact list in your email address so that we come right to your inbox. And we will be sharing with you, those of you who are already on our email lists, we'll be sharing with you any upcoming updates along the way with Profit Platform and our Megadalon system coming up. And I'm just looking forward to sharing more because I know how challenging it can be. I know coming out of the industry of having a corporate career and working with coaches and consultants for many years, opposite of Mike within the affiliate marketing world. I just want to let you guys know, no matter what your niche is or where you're coming from, we want to share with you that it's possible to get amazing results in the time that we're in right now to utilize the right skills with the right strategy with this formula. It is possible and it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
So guys, we'll hope you take to heart what I shared today. Hone in on the strategy, the three-part strategy. If you didn't download the cash flow formula, get back in touch with the person who got you here and download that. Look it over. Maybe listen to this again until it really sinks in, because anyone who follows that will be successful. I have one student who took one of my courses in 2012, I think it was, and at the time he was a waiter, he was broke, and I just found out about a year ago that he went on applying everything that he learned in the systems that I taught back then along these lines, and has built a company generating $50 million applying the cash flow formula. I've had a lot of students surpass me. Like, I know from the experiences I've had that anybody can do this, but where I see people fail is they get caught up in the tactics that are being shared out there that are working for successful marketers, and they lose sight of that simple strategy that we covered. So make sure you understand the three-part strategy, really understand it so well that you can't forget it. So if you ever enter into a make money opportunity or a network marketing opportunity or promoting an affiliate opportunity that's touted to be making people a lot of money, or you're going to sell your own book or your own courses or whatever it may be, make sure that you get on the rails for that cash flow formula and stay on those rails. And then whatever tactics, like the chat bot, mini chat, a Facebook Messenger that we talked about, or a viral marketing tool, or whatever strategy it may be, or sorry, tactic, those get used interchangeably and they really shouldn't be. Whatever tactic it may be that's working, that someone's sharing, make sure it doesn't get you off the rails of remembering this three-part strategy I shared, because anyone who follows that consistently wins. And it's a big deal. I mean, it's life-changing. And just speaking for belief for a second, you just have to believe in yourself sometimes. Maybe that's just the missing piece. Like, you just have to start believing in yourself. I showed you that statistic that came from ClickFunnels. They paid out $4 billion. And that's not even the largest affiliate network. And that doesn't count all the money being made from people selling their own products and services. The internet has
Not
changed.
ClickFunnels, just FYI.
Sorry, ClickBank. The internet has changed everything. The internet has absolutely changed the game in every way for everybody, but it breaks my heart truly to see people out there pitching and promoting make money programs, network marketing opportunities that might have great opportunities behind them or their own products and services, and then quitting because they're not understanding the simple, super simple strategy. So don't get lost in the weeds. Don't get lost in the tactics. Make sure whatever you do that you take to heart and truly take the time to understand what we covered today and just follow through. And I just look at it from a logical perspective. I think you'll see if you follow that strategy, you'll win. We'll have lots more support for you. Make sure that you get on our email list if you're not on it. Whoever referred you here, make sure you reach out to them and stay connected, because we will be opening up Profit Platform. The screen I have up right now is just a snapshot of some of the things that we cover. We have a lot of content back there, but it's very well organized. We don't miss anything. We keep the tech challenged people in mind. So if you feel like you can barely get around the computer, that'll be okay. You'll be able to build a brand. You'll be able to create your own videos. You'll be able to drive traffic. You'll be able to generate leads, and you'll be able to put to work the strategy using the systems and everything we have in place, and integrate yourself into the funnel to be able to fully take advantage of everything that I showed you today. So be on the lookout. We'll let you know when we open again, and maybe we'll be meeting some of you soon. All right, enjoyed it. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks, Robin. Good night, everybody.